The shadow at the foot of the bed. Jake's terrifying night. Jake was an ordinary guy. Calm, practical, and definitely not one for ghost stories. He'd laugh at tales of haunted houses and dismissed anything paranormal as nonsense. But one night, something happened that Jake would never be able to explain, and it changed him forever. It was the middle of the night when Jake awoke suddenly, his heart pounding as if from some silent alarm. There was no sound, no movement, but he felt it immediately. A cold, unsettling presence in his room. He lay there, frozen, gripped by the feeling that he was not alone. Slowly, he forced himself to sit up, his eyes scanning the shadows. And then, at the foot of his bed, he saw it. A tall, dark figure standing completely still, just watching him. His first thought was that he must be dreaming, but he didn't dare close his eyes. His pulse raced as he tried to convince himself it was just a trick of the dark. Then, the figure took a step forward. Jake's breath hitched as a whisper filled the air, low and distorted, but unmistakable. Somehow, the voice was saying his name. He couldn't move, couldn't breathe. The figure leaned closer, murmuring softly in that same distorted voice. Desperate, Jake's trembling hand reached for the bedside lamp. With one quick movement, he flicked it on, flooding the room with light, and in an instant, the figure was gone. The room was empty. He sat there, catching his breath, telling himself it must have been a nightmare. But the next morning, something shattered that fragile sense of safety. Muddy footprints, clear as day, stretched across his bedroom floor, leading from his bed to the window, which was slightly open. Jake had never felt so vulnerable, so shaken, knowing that whatever, or whoever, visited him that night had been real. And though he tried to forget it, he never did find out who or what had stood there, watching him as he slept. So, who else is double-checking their windows tonight? Or is it just me? If these tales left you with chills, check out my next video on the man hiding under their motel bed. Who knows, you might just find something that keeps you up tonight. Until next time, stay safe and maybe keep a light on.